What is going on, everybody? Carl from The Obsession. It is October 25th currently. What I'm going to bring to you is a couple hunts that I actually had over the weekend, show you some of the deer that I had opportunities at, and which I didn't shoot any of them. I passed on all these bucks. I am looking for the big four. This is actually the first week of my vacation, so I'm hunting what I consider to be the top 20% of the bucks I had going in and out of my property. For the first week, and then it opens up to the hit list, and there's quite a few on there. I think I've designated myself 15 different bucks that come on and off the property. They don't stay on the property. It's only 72 acres, but I've got a bunch of really good neighbors. A lot of you guys who are my neighbors watch the show, so these are some of the deer that are on our areas, going back and forth and around. Like I said, come next week or the end of next week, probably all of the deer you're going to see would be in trouble if I get an opportunity to shoot them. But have to give myself a chance at the top 25% of the deer that I have coming in off the property. Basically saying I'm going to hunt those deer for the first week. That being said, we're going to talk a little bit about what the weather's going to be doing this week. Starting today, I did not hunt obviously this morning. It was still raining here, and you're looking at 25 to 30 mile an hour winds. Now the sun has started to come out, so I'm thinking this afternoon will be good. I got Big Mike coming over. We're going to go down and hunt my place. Big Mike's first buck ended up being CWD positive, so he's got the triple B tag. And hopefully we'll get an opportunity tonight at one of the deer on my property. I'm sure Mike will shoot one of the, if he gets an opportunity, would shoot one of the bucks that I've passed over the last couple days. They're all really good deer, don't get me wrong, and not taking anything away from the animal or any choices that anybody would make about shooting these deer. It's just currently I've chosen to hold off a little bit, which is strange for me because I don't normally do that, but if I think it makes pulp and young, I usually shoot it with my bow. But this year there's a couple bucks in particular I'm going to try and shoot. Been doing it for 30 years. Got a lot of really nice deer on the wall, and just kind of going to hold off a little bit and see how it goes. I could eat my tag. That has happened before if I try to do this. So we'll see what happens with that. But anyhow, for the rest of the show, I'm going to show you the hunts that I had, some of the deer that I passed up, which are nice deer, younger deer, 2.5 and 3.5-year-old deer. And then I'm going to talk a little bit about what's coming up this week for what I see happening in the woods. We got some weather moving in. We've got a lot of deer hitting scrapes, a lot of deer moving, a lot of the younger bucks moving during daylight. So we'll talk about that as we progress through the show. Thanks for watching The Obsession.
What is going on, everybody? Welcome to the Obsession. It is day one of the quest. It's actually the first evening of my vacation, so we're going to do a little bit of a low impact hunt tonight. Hunting between these two plots. Got Mom's plot off to the west. Got the corn off to my east. Got some scrapes. Been hit pretty good right out here in front of me. These deer transitioning through this bottom. It's about 4 o'clock right now, so we're just getting in. Fairly cool weather. It's 54 degrees right now. Yesterday it was 72. We had some rain this morning. Had that front move through, so you can see behind me now the sky is starting to clear out a little bit, so I'm expecting some fairly decent deer movement in here. I don't know if they're going to come all the way into this bottom, but I would expect to see a couple deer down through here. They also like to come off the hill behind me to the north. We've got a north wind, but what happens is I'm in the valley within the hillsides. So when the temperature is dropping right now, the wind is actually blowing back down into my west here. Kind of up against the rock cliff behind me. So that's a good thing. We're only probably, I don't know, 60 yards off the road here. So I'm kind of in the bottom. I'm actually sitting in the stand that I shot a sweeper out of last year. I did pull chips on the way in. I pulled a couple chips here. I'll pull one more on the way out just to see what's going on. Tomorrow morning I'm planning on hunting up this coulee in this valley here, sneak up on the backside, and hopefully be able to sneak in and get those into those stand up on the backside. I don't think I'm going to go all the way out, but depending on what the wind's doing, we'll see what it's like when we get here in the morning. I'm going to be honest with you guys, I think I made a mistake by putting this plot down here in the bottom. It's too close to where we park, so we educate the deer a little bit. Pretty sure that was a mistake, so if I do anything next year, it'll be to move this, probably cut that plot in half, if not more in half. Bring that food kind of more to this corner where this stand is. I'll show it out to you guys on the pan shot, but keep the food over on this side so we can park on that side, transition in and out of the property on the west side there. That was my mistake, but we'll see what happens. We're going to deal with what we got this year. Hopefully we'll get a good buck in here tonight. We're looking for the big four. We got Shocker, Rat, Iron Maiden, AC/DC, and maybe if Ozzy shows up, we'll take a look at him too. He's a good buck. He's a 4.5-year-old. Just a big, kind of heavy 8-pointer. But number 1 is Shocker. Number 2 is Iron Maiden. Either one of those deer shows up, I'm going to shoot them tonight. If AC/DC shows up, I'd shoot him too. Ozzy and Rat. That might be later in the week. I don't know. We'll have to see. I'm just starting my vacation. I'm excited to get out and see what happens. So stick with me. Hopefully we'll get a good one down. whitetails. Probably not gonna shoot him if he comes down here anyway. This is going to be a brawl here. But he's not happy. Snort wheeze. Get up out of here. I'm gonna tear him up. He is not happy.
Everybody, we are going to talk weather quick. We're going to talk weather for the next week. We are currently at Monday. You can see here the rain was actually heavy. You can't really see it. They had already taken it off. Rain was pretty, you can see it was raining hard all the way up till about 9 a.m. We got 0.8 8/10 of an inch, and then boom, it starts to drop off. So now we're looking at 18-mile-an-hour winds dropping off this evening. So that being said, with my land, we're going to Triple B. We've got big valleys up in there. We're actually going to try and get down out of the wind. The deer will like that even more. It helps them here and works with their senses better also. You'll notice in days it's really, really windy, the deer on edge, really, really edgy and jumpy. They think everything's out to get them, which in the real world for them it is. And they get really jumpy this time a year, especially when it's windy, because everything's moving around them, so they have a hard time picking things out. So that being said, we're going to hunt a transition, or scrape line basically in the bottoms that we've got. Big Mike will be in one area, I'll be in another. We're going to hunt off the edges of these and be on the downwind side and hopefully get a buck transitioning, one of our bigger deer transitioning between food and bed. So that's for this evening. Now, talking about tomorrow morning, you guys can see that the wind drops off down here. Gets way down to about nothing, okay? So 6 a.m. tomorrow, you're looking at 2 miles an hour from the north-northeast. And then it stays that way probably until about, pretty much all day. The wind stays really low. And that'll be a great day for hunt. Temperature-wise, you're going to be down around freezing, if not below freezing. Temperature rises pretty heavy, gets all the way up to 54 for a high, and then drops back down in the evening. I think tomorrow will be a great day. You'll also notice that high pressure is involved with all of this. We had the big low move through. The clouds are going to go away. The sun will be out. I think it's going to be a great day for deer movement, especially until about 10:30, 11 o'clock in the morning. And then they'll kind of take a break and then start back up around 2. You'll probably have deer moving all day, but the heavier times, that's what you're going to see. So tomorrow will be a great day on Tuesday of this week. Wednesday of this week, the wind's changing. You can see it turn to east, southeast, staying low, then starting to get heavier in the midday. Okay, so we got a front moving in. Coming on Thursday, you're going to see that. But the wind starts to go up on Wednesday. Wednesday's going to be another great day, just like Tuesday is. Just being what I consider the pre-rut. Hunting scrape lines and catching deer in transition between bed and food is number one way to hunt deer currently, I would say, in the pre-rut. And you'll see Wednesday's going to be a lot like Tuesday. Now, Thursday morning it'll be awesome. We got east-southeast winds down really low. Temperatures don't get quite as cold in the evening. You can see the temperatures are in the mid-upper 40s. That's not really going to affect the deer that much for the evening or the early morning hunt. Then all of a sudden the rain chances start coming up. You're at 65% chance of rain at noon, and you're at 90% rain at 8 p.m. So it's going to continue to rain once it starts raining here in southern Wisconsin all the way until the hunt is over. Now, for me, pre-rut hunting, I'll probably not hunt that afternoon. Not that you can't shoot deer in the rain. I'm not a big advocate of hunting deer in the rain, especially with a bow. Couple of different reasons. One, washing away blood trails if you do happen to make a bad shot. The deer movement in rain, I've always found deer don't like moving in the rain. Before the rain and just after the rain, they love it. But during the rainstorm, and I'm not saying you won't get pictures of deer moving in the rain, because there'll be those people out there going to argue with me about it. You are going to get pictures of deer moving in the rain, don't get me wrong, but the majority of them bed down. And they will stay and they will hold tight. So that being said, you're going to have a feed bag here in the morning. The morning's going to be good. The deer know the sense. They're going to sense that the rain is coming, and all of a sudden it's going to get better. That probably have a lot of deer movement then, and it should be pretty good for a morning hunt. Evening, I'm going to say I'm not even hunting. It's going to be a good night for me to spend time with a wife, go out to dinner, do things. Stuff like that. Now Thursday, you see it drop off really early. Now this is 3 a.m., 4 a.m., 5 a.m., 6 a.m. You're at 50% chance of rain at 6 a.m. I'm going into the woods for sure, because you're going to catch that backside movement. Okay, so if it's raining or even sprinkling at that time, or not raining, it rained all night, those deer are going to get up. They're going to be in the food, so you can catch them between food and bed. And they're going to be eating late because they didn't eat over this whole time period, so they're going to be eating late. So you'll be able to get some good daylight movement here on Friday morning. And the rain chances drop off. Obviously the wind comes up, but I think the deer are the food's gonna trump the wind, and the deer will be moving. Pretty much that day is gonna be 56 degrees for a high. Should be pretty good. The evening hunt will be great again. Now Saturday's going to be just like Tuesday was. You get a high pressure starting to move. You can see it's low here. I guess it does stay fairly low throughout the day, but starts to rise. So we have a high pressure system moving in. The rain chances are lower on the backside of that front. Sun's going to be out. The deer are going to move. You're going to catch them in their transition zones. In the morning, they'll be checking scrapes again, or if they're not checking scrapes, they'll be pushing does. By this time of the year, you're looking at the 30th, I believe. That's going to be pretty prevalent. You're going to see a lot of the deer chasing or pushing with their noses in the does and pushing pretty hard. So that's the way that's going to go. Sunday's going to be another great day. High pressure system, temperature's good. You can see the temperature's fairly high here on Saturday, but the 58 degrees is not bad. The high pressure system's coming. You guys can see the wind changes, goes up a little bit here on Sunday. Now they're going to basically Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday here they're showing average stuff again, so we're going to leave that alone. But like I said, the big weather maker here is going to be Wednesday night into Thursday morning. Me personally, not hunting Wednesday night just because it's going to be raining for sure in my area where my property is, and I'm going to stay home, spend some time with my wife, and then hit it hard on Friday morning. Friday morning, you're going to have a lot of late deer movement just because they need the food. So that's what I see happening with the weather. I think this week will be pretty good. A lot of pre-rut movement. If you guys got scrape lines, I'm not a huge rub line person, but usually they kind of correspond with each other. Depending on your doe, how many doe are on your property also actually depends on how much buck sign gets laid down. I've hunted properties where the doe ratio is way too high and these mature deer aren't even laying down scrapes. It sounds weird, but it's true. It seems like my buck to doe ratio where we are, it's pretty darn good. They're laying down a lot of scrapes right now. I haven't seen a ton of rubs, but a lot of scrapes, and they're definitely hitting them. All my mock scrapes are being hit, so the camera are showing all of that. The bigger deer moving later in the evening. Right now, pre-rut, 2.5-year-olds, 3.5-year-olds are moving really good. So expect to see the bigger deer in daylight here within the next week or so. As long as the temperatures and everything stays the same, this front moving in on Wednesday night into Thursday, or Thursday night into Friday is going to be a big deal. Hunt the front side of that front and then hunt the tail side of that front. You should have pretty good luck. Like I said, I'm not a big rain guy. I don't sit in the rain, especially this time of year. I'm going to wait and hunt the front side and hunt the back side. That's how I'm going to do it. Maybe losing some opportunities in some people's eyes, but I've never seen a big deer in the rain, and that's the honest truth. I know some people have shot big deer in the rain, but I would say that would be the rarity. So anyway, we're going to hit this next hunt with myself. It's going to be Judas Priest and Rat, and you guys are going to get to see these two deer, pretty impressive deer. Sometimes I wonder what I'm thinking. Maybe I should be shooting, but we're going to hold off this year, see if we can get one of our bigger deer, one of the big four on the property, and we'll see what happens. When it moves into the following week, standards change, and we will see which deer shows up first. And at that point, hopefully we'll get a really good opportunity, a really good shot. So stick around for that. Also, some of the other guys have been seeing a lot of deer. I know that Sean and those guys back from North Dakota, so hopefully we'll be getting that footage shortly. And we'll bring that to you too. Thanks for watching The Obsession. We appreciate your support.